Hello, all. All right, my presentation is on reducing and preventing violence in the North Nashville area, and that is what we are presenting and proposing to you all today so that we can pursue and continue on with grant funding. So just a little bit of an introduction. North Nashville is a community in Nashville, Tennessee that has experienced a lot of challenges, a lot of oppression. And some of these challenges include high incarceration rates, high percentages of gang violence, and violence related deaths. So our mission is to empower this community and provide tools to fight against these challenges and to prevent violence in the streets. And we can only do that through generous funders like yourself. So our agenda for today, we're going to look at the need, innovation and evidence, proposed activities, timeline, evaluation, and budget. The need. So homicide is the #1 cause of death among African American boys between the ages of 10 to 24 years old. And we know demographics in North Nashville, the majority are African American. Like I mentioned earlier, there is a 14% incarceration rate in North Nashville, and this is the highest in the nation. In 2022, 14 new judges that were elected were African American, and this has really progressed in a positive way the diversity we see within law enforcement and the judicial system. All right, innovation and evidence. Our proposed community anti-violence initiatives will pave the way for lives to be saved, communities to be restored, and schools to be a safe place for learning. That is our goal. So we're going to do that in 2 different ways. We propose that we do that in 2 different ways. Street anti-violence initiatives, which is where we will have volunteers, leaders, community members being trained to go into the streets and be those people to help de-escalate situations before they become violent. A huge part of this is our volunteers and leaders to partner with law enforcement in North Nashville. The second way that we propose is after-school care programs. This is a proactive approach to keep children off the streets and out of violence while parents are still working to provide for their families. As you see on the screen, there's percentages of just the large number of children who are involved in violence and who have lost their lives due to violence. These percentages are way too high, and we want to reduce that. An organization that is somewhat in the community, but not in North Nashville, is Harvest Hands Community Development Center. And we are really looking to them as evidence that a program like this can work and can work in reducing violence, gang presence, violent-related deaths. All right, so proposed activities, like I mentioned, anti-violence initiatives. So this is going to be training teams in de-escalation to go into the streets, and these people will partner with law enforcement. Teams will be staffed with volunteers and leaders from the community. We want the community to be able to partner with one another to achieve the change they want to see in the community. This training will include 6 weeks of de-escalation simulation and also crisis prevention and intervention training. And there will also be, in addition to these 6 weeks of training as initial training, there will be annual training that these volunteers are required to keep up to date on. And then there's after-school care programs. So this will include transporting the children home at the end of the day after the program. This will include providing tutoring for kids, art experiences, organized sports, skill workshops for teenagers who are almost out of school and thinking about the future, college prep courses, and community dinners once a month for families to come together. Timeline is a 3-year timeline that we propose. And as you can see here, as each year progresses, we are introducing new things to the programs, hopefully seeing a lot of progress to add to it. These include all the things I mentioned earlier, just breaking it down between year 1, 2, and 3. Evaluation. How are we going to evaluate this? We are going to look at the data. We're at the end of each year. We're going to use that 3-year timeline, and we are going to evaluate it by looking at the percentages of violence-related deaths, teen-related violence, gang-related violence. Are those numbers going down? We're going to look at the incarceration rates. Are those going down? If positive outcomes are seen, the programs will continue on as they are with the addition of those activities throughout the 3 years. If the programs are not producing the desired reduction in violence, then alterations will take place in the program and additions to the program will be added. The goal is to see the substantive reduction in violence and incarceration. So with that, what does the budget look like? Well, we are proposing that the budget, let me pull that up real quick. The budget is 1,600,000, and 1 million of that will come from the Department of Human Services, which is who we're proposing this grant to. And then 600,000 will be secured from another grant from the Department of Justice. So training for volunteers. So this budget will include money to train volunteers, school supplies, rent, utilities, food for the community dinners, staff salary, and all the other areas listed. This program will also heavily rely on volunteers. Like I said, our goal is for community members to partner with each other to make the difference that they want to see. All right, thank you for considering our request for funding. We are confident that the support from the Department of Human Services will allow us to be able to intervene in violence and advocate for justice in the community of North Nashville. We would be so grateful for this opportunity to partner with you. Thank you guys so much.